dancing culture around the world. This is part 2 with Odaya Fote and Rowan Licht, giving us their insight about West African music and dancing. And well, this time we're going to go back again a lot more deeper into the actual different dances for the different times, the different events in people's lives, like weddings and funerals and coming of age, with a little bit more detail into those different moments, and also maybe touch a little bit about the different rhythms and the different instruments that are used for those different styles.
Okay, so talking about, I'll start from an example like a funeral. When we're doing a funeral, yes, we play the drums and we will sing like a celebration. Why do we do that? Our understanding of doing that is many people come to live amazing life. They actually devote their time to society. Now these people, when they pass away, we believe they need to be celebrated. Because what they have come to do and left behind will carry on from there. And so it's a sign to say thank you. It's a sign to say we appreciate all your effort. Today you're leaving us, but you're still in our memories. So we perform certain readings and dancing to celebrate people like this. Talking of coming of age, in Ghana, a tribe in Ghana, where I'm from, called the Adangbes. The Adangbes have this tradition dance that they do when, especially ladies coming from a teenager to be an adult. We call this rhythm Otofo. It's the day, there will be a special day to show the whole community. These are support themselves and be raised from really good families to say we are up to our adult stage to actually do whatever we want to do. In this day, they will be dressed in traditional costume. They will be dressed really properly. And there will be rhythms and singing, and they walk wherever they want to walk. But the rhythm and the singing and the tradition songs will be following them anywhere they go, and they will be going houses to houses to houses, showing that we are adults. We are ready to do whatever we have to do with our lives, and that's how community recognize. Well, you know what? This lady here hasn't done that. She's not up to age yet. I cannot go onto her, asking her out and that. These ones are, I could try my luck from there. So it gives a balance of where to go, where not to go, where to be careful of. So coming of age in Ghana, like I said, the Adangbes do this to recognize who is ready, who is not ready. Also to celebrate them being so sober, and traditionally they haven't messed up. I'm not. I think there's a better way to put it. Not messed up, but they've been themselves. They've been up to. They've been true, honest, and they here saying we're ready. That's what we look at when they're doing that. So that's a coming of age, and yes, you got that Otofo rhythm and the dancing that they do. They will be dancing. They will be throwing like we do. We're dancing today to show you. Yes, we are adults. We are powerful women. We are, and men as well. Does it in some of the communities I know. I don't know much, but I can give you a little bit of things about it. They will wrestling, you call it. The men coming up to age that they can start having a wife or whatever, they will be wrestling among themselves. Who is more stronger? Now, it's a competition that, yes, you win the audience, okay? That to know that, yes, okay, this guy is very tough. He can look after himself and look after a lady if he get one. Okay, so so these theories and many more around it. I don't know much about that, but this is a little bit I can tell you. But yeah, these are the main one, and
so the wrestling's sort of like a show within the dance to show.
So they will be dancing, but in there they will be wrestling, showing their muscles basically.
Yeah.
I'm tough. Yes, I can look after myself against another man, and I can look after myself. If I have a lady, you can look after them. So it's all plays up in the dancing.
So it's really a lot of exposure to the community, saying, well, I'm a grown up now, and I can get married and have children and so on.
Yeah. I can provide. I can look after. Yeah.
Both for the young men and the young women as well. They're also exposing themselves to society, to the community, saying, here I am, I'm a woman now.
I'm ready. My experience with it, more in Senegal and Guinea, is, again, there are specific rhythms and specific dances that are done to those rhythms at specific times. So in Senegal, for example, soko is a fishing dance. So it's done by both men and women, and there are different moves, but it's done when they want to show off what they've captured, what they've managed to fish, and so that's a really traditional rhythm, and the rhythm and the dance go completely together, and there'll be so many different variations of soko, but it's all the same vocabulary. So I often use the word vocabulary in the sense that a rhythm and even a call or a break within that rhythm will be specifically tailored to a specific move, and there's lots of different moves, which is vocabulary, different words, but most people who are familiar with that vocabulary can create a choreography that fits with that rhythm. And so people who've done African, traditional West African drum and dance will know, oh, that's so good, this is the kind of move I will dance to it. Or the other way around, when someone's drumming, if, for example, in the solos, when in classes, sometimes I'll do a move that's more like Menjani in one time, and Waza will change the rhythm and go to that rhythm because it applies to that dance. And Menjani is more of a female dance. It's done. Sometimes they wear masks, and it's a bit of a coming of age thing where they're showing off who they are. But it's a very empowering dance. So there are some dances that are just like peaceful and gentle, and then there are some dances which really show off the feminine power, and Menjani is one of them, and I love that dance because it's kind of a bit cheeky as well. Like you have like that play with the audience, so it's not just a stage show. It's done. The mask work is done with the audience, and you interact with the people watching. And again, it's a society thing. You're not just watching a show. Like a lot of in Senegal, a lot of the solos, when people come in and dance, people would throw money at them. People would come up and put money in their pocket. And for Westerners, that's really weird. They're like, what are they doing? And that's just a way of interacting. And so, you're awesome. Instead of doing a high five, you just throw, some.
You also hear people
calling.
Making sounds for the audience.
So it's interactive.
They get involved. Everybody is involved. That's one thing I say, that in Africa, when we're performing, when we're doing the drumming and dancing, even the people standing there, they're not just watching, they get involved. They might be clapping, or they might be whistling, or it might be doing,
You said something that's very interesting. You said people who are standing there watching. So it's not people sitting in a theater.
No.
And when you hear music, your body just automatically needs to move. So one way or another, whether it's by clapping or by moving a foot,
you're into
or
it.
you're in it.
And we often, with the singing, we often do call and response. So often, when I teach a song in class, I'll explain what it means. It's nearly always a variation of, hey, come dance slowly with us. Hey, come drum slowly with us. But a lot of the time, we sing a song and then the people respond, and so that will be in a performance situation. You would have the performers singing one part and get everyone else involved in the second verse. So that's important as well.
And all the readings and the dancing we do, the readings back in Ghana, all the readings got their special instrument as well.
That was going to be my next question.
Yeah.
The instrument, for example, you can't use
A panlogo,
panlogo drum playing susune.
Yeah.
When we say a panlogo drum's got a whole tone, melody kind of sound compared to the djembe. It's a whole different thing. So Ghana alone, we have, let's say we're doing bawa. Bawa, you gotta have to use krobutu, and it's krobutu set, we call them. So you have krobutu, kankai, bells, and dolumpu, we call it. You play it on your fingers. Dancers got it. You got that with ostail, flying around, like similar thing that you did, but in a big form.
So what is that?
This I think is more like a Rowan's version.
Rowan is vegan, so Rowan doesn't like oxtail or horsetails.
Yeah.
So I have a wooden chopstick with
with
fake
with
suede.
a fluffy going on. Right,
But
so,
you dance with it, yeah.
So in Africa, we use the actual ostail. So
Yeah.
the ostail, and it depends what dancing you're doing. You can't have ostail in any dance. It depends what dance you do.
Yeah.
So because it's not every part of Ghana that's got horses there. So the people from the north have so most of their dancings you're gonna have ostails.
Because there's not many horses in the south, so you
not in the south.
Yeah.
So the north they have the horses and everything.
Yeah.
So their dancing, their tradition dancing, you're gonna come across them having a lot of ostail, and it all means something. It depends what they're doing on the day and what they're using it for. But yeah.
So I wanted to ask you, we're talking a lot about West Africa here. Are the styles, do the styles differ in the rest of Africa compared to West of Africa? Does it differ a lot? Do you find that there is a lot of similarities despite the differences?
Yes, you're gonna have a lot of similarities, but in that similarities there's a little tiny difference going on. So again, it's just Africa as a whole. It's just border to border to border,
and it's
so
massive.
It's massive,
yeah.
and the things travels,
Yeah.
right? The rhythms and everything travel. They travel across borders, and people go in, people come out. So yeah, again.
So there's a bit of
Exchange.
Exchange.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of hybridization of.
A little bit.
Would you say that?
In Senegal, they have a style of dance which is very different to most of West Africa, even let alone the rest of Africa, which is called sabar, which is there's a type of drum called a sabar drum, and you play with a stick and a hand, and the dance, because typically Senegalese people are very tall and very lanky, the dance is like as if this part of the body doesn't move, and it's and the rhythm for Western people who like to count 1, 2, 3, 4 is like not understandable, and so that sabar is, for example, very traditionally Senegalese, but then you'll have someone from Guinea who is a traditional Guinea dancer who loves sabar and like just wants to do it. And so Aisha, for example, who used to dance with us over here, she was Guinean, very Guinea style, but loved sabar, and so she would just give it a try. And same in Senegal, they have, when I went to Senegal, they taught us a whole ton of Senegalese dances and sabar dances, but then they also did traditional Sinte, for example, Sinte, which is a very Guinea rhythm, and again that fits with what you were saying. There's a thing called a krin, which is a wooden instrument that you play just for Sinte, and it's got lots of types of vocabulary on for Sinte, but in Senegal they would use it within the sabar style just to hybridize and to be a bit different. But I feel like it kind of fits with what you were saying in part 1 about there being different stages in the life of a dancer and a drummer. So you start off learning the vocabulary, learning the correct dance moves for the correct rhythms, and then that's when, once you've got that foundation, that's when you can move to changing. And African music, just like every music in the world, is evolving. Like there
Of
are
course,
rhythms,
yeah.
there are dances that have been taught for 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 years, and then there's people like Lamine Sonko in Melbourne, who's from Senegal, who does this amazing mix of that with reggae style, and it's evolving as well. So
I reckon that's a good segue to ask the next question that I had, which is there like a form of African dancing that you would call modern, or that would be more contemporary? Maybe
Well,
contemporary is more the word.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
Like the kind of dancing that you see maybe a little bit more in video clips and things like that. There's a lot of that going on.
So in time, the tradition is there, but as generations come to play, yes, people are stealing few movements from the tradition and then
Incorporating.
And then style it and then create things out of it to get many things. I will explain it this way maybe. For example, if you come to Ghana, especially, our number one music notice is called high life music. Now, high life music, if you really go really back and study the music, you will notice that high life, the base of high life is actually coming from what we call Jama. Jama is a social rhythm and singing that we do. Almost every part of Ghana, you will see Jama. Now, the pattern of the timing with Jama is the same as high life. But as time goes on, high life take its base and it's growing up. And today, even people calling high life like hip life or hip life and dancehall and all that. So the tradition still stay there. But yes, people have style it and then they make it something else.
Yeah. I think, correct me if I'm wrong from your experience, but I think what has changed over time is, and I'm showing my age here, unfortunately, the youth of today, but I think things are changing away from traditional instruments towards musical editing and kind of soundtracks rather than traditional instruments. And for me personally, I prefer the traditional, but obviously things change. But I think at least what I've seen in the last 20, 30 years, it used to be more all about the drumming and the dancing, and now it's become, and it's great because you can do different things with stylized edited music, but it's not the original sound, I guess. And
what I can tell you is the tradition music, it's a difficult, it's really difficult to ensemble it to let it make sense in other people who doesn't know.
Who don't get it, it's hard to replicate as well. Yeah.
So then people are going like, I need too many people to do it. I just jump on the internet and create beat and then let it play. So this is one reason why people are shifting this way. But the tradition, it's a pure, we all know, it is the way, it is where all these things coming from. People moving away a bit because like I'm sitting here, I'm a single person. If I want to play, for example, Kadodo Ajobo, for everyone to understand it, it's impossible. Even 3 of us can't play because you need about 7-8 people to play each instrument and play it well. You're never gonna get it.
In Guinea as well, I'm not sure in Ghanaian music. I think the duns are often played as a trio, but in Guinea, the dunduns, which is a part of the orchestra, is three drums, three separate drums, and you can play them together with a pattern, or you can play them separately on their own. And that's a good example. You can have one person playing 3 drums, or you can have 3 people playing polyphonies, completely different melodies that fit in together and sound amazing that one person couldn't do. And that's an example, and you take that times 100, and that's where you get like a track versus 20 people on drums sounding, unified. So I think yes, it's evolving, and I think there's a beauty in the evolution. But I hope that the tradition still,
the tradition still stays. It still stays where people are playing it. Yeah, it's just in the Western we don't see it more often because it's not the group that. Like I'm here. I'm not here with my group.
With your whole family.
I'm a single person here, so then I gotta have to try and play it for people to understand. It's not the same. It's about the tradition still.
Yeah.
It's still going. Yeah. So I hope that. So yeah.
So I know you've been teaching those different techniques and different drummings and different drumming styles and dancing in the past, Odai. Right now, at the moment, are you teaching, or are you thinking of, if you're not thinking of doing it again?
Oh, I can never go away with the tradition. I can never go away from the tradition. It's my life. Like she mentioned before, music. I can never run away from it.
Yeah.
It's one thing that even if I'm sleeping and you call me and say, "Hey, can you do that?" I'll do it without thinking. Okay, so that is there. All right. Recently, yes, I'm doing different job and put the music on hold for a while. We got too much going on. That's why with this pandemic happening, it just crushed us more than anyone else. Because if you really think about it, our job is always where people are gathered. And with this pandemic going on, we can't gather. So then we don't exist. It hits us that much. So that's why I have put it on hold. I mean, no matter what, however it's hitting us, we still have to pay our bills. So that's why I'm looking at something else to do at the moment. But yeah, surely I'll come back to it one day and do it again. Even as it is, I'm thinking like every now and then I get some time, I can put on some teaching drumming and stuff like that.
But he's getting too old to dance now. No way, he's amazing. He likes to say that.
I like to say I'm old. I'm not that old. I still can move around.
And there's moves
that you do, like when you're tired, you do those moves.
That's more like me after an hour. After an hour, I'm like,
Yeah.
The second hour is going to be difficult.
Yeah. I play soccer on the weekend and I'm like, oh no. Nah, it's just the weather.
So yeah, music is your life.
It is.
So whether you're teaching or not teaching, there's always music.
It's still my life.
But yeah, of course, all of us would love for you to start teaching again so that we can benefit from it.
I'll definitely come back to it and we'll do it. If she's doing it, keep rolling. While I'm not here, keep going. We'll come back to it. We'll collaborate and do something amazing. The place needs it, especially at this moment. This place needs it. We need our community back. We need it back. Community. So definitely coming back. Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
I would like to conclude this podcast with a salute to our multicultural diversity in the room. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different nationalities, citizenships out of 3 people.
And like 10 languages.
And at least that many different cultures as well. And I find this amazing, and that's something that we have in common, is that we all love this sharing of our different cultures.
We can only try.
and I'm very appreciative, and I want to thank you both for coming and for sharing.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you for bringing us here.
Your knowledge of the West African culture in terms of dance and music.
Absolutely welcome.
And so, quick reminder,
credentials.
And and websites. So Odai Afote, he's on Facebook with African Oz.
Yes.
And your
Also one
website
thing.
is africanozdrumandance.com.au. Rowan Licht, afrotonic.com.au, and on Facebook it's just Afrotonic. And thank you again so much to both of you. I've had a wonderful time.
COVID bump.
Woohoo!
Boom.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's amazing.
And thank you to Unite WA for hosting us here at Unite Studio. My name is Monique Pattavino. This was Dance and Culture Around the World.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Bye.
Wale bamba no biko wae. Wale bamba no biko wae. Wale o laina no biko wae.